Okay, so let me officially welcome you back to Call of the Netherdeep. So, your old buddy, Prolix Yusuf, approached you at the end of the last session after you were all attacked at the Life Dome by these water spirits, and you're separated, and a great battle ensued, but you eventually managed to prevail, which was good. But on your way back, Prolix said, number one, someone had stolen his journal, and someone had placed a ring on him. Now, the ring has a strange red substance on it, this ruidium on it as well, and he's thinking, oh my god, somebody's framed me. And you took Prolix's word for it that he has been framed. And he suggested that maybe it's got something to do with this ring. If you could find out the story behind the ring that he had planted on him, maybe we would solve more of the mysteries. And he suggested, as he was kind of hiding in the shadows because he didn't want to be seen, that you visit the Omnivore Library and visit somewhere called Bookkeeper Cael, who keeps a very, very accurate record of all things that officially come in and out of Cael Morrow. Obviously, some things might have been smuggled out, but as far as official things go, that would be the place to go. As you find yourself in the bustling city, mighty adventurers who still don't have an official name, or were you the...
Oh, we do.
The answers. Right?
The answer.
Yeah. The answer.
The answers.
Singular. I apologize. So, the answer. What would you like to do?
I think after last session we were trying to interrogate, what was it? Not the headmaster, the librarian guy, didn't we?
Well, you had, shall we say, a conversation with the Professor Wist. Didn't go terribly well. He took a great offense at you talking to him and accusing him. And I think that's where we left it off last time.
Because he was sus.
Sus. Very sus. Hey, Bug. Welcome.
Hey. Thanks. Sorry.
Bug.
Sorry, it's a little late. Is it Whist or Wisp?
Sorry, Wist. W-I-S-T.
Whist.
Oh, not Wisty.
Yeah.
Probably Wisty.
I had to. I was like kind of lost last session because I hadn't watched the stream yet, so I went back and watched the stream before, and then everything made sense. So it seems like very much so that Whist sent us there to be attacked. Is kind of where we left off on, right? Because
Yeah.
his mind, or was it just an insight check that he seemed very nervous and panicky?
I think somebody had to detect thoughts on him.
That was
Yeah.
you, Caspian, wasn't it?
Caspian had detect thoughts. There was some insight checks, and there was also some ruidium poisoning on his finger, I believe, that I spotted. So there were some very strong leads that make him sound guilty. We even sent a message to the headmaster that Professor West is infected by ruidium poisoning and is involved in the attack on the Life Dome. He'll be collecting evidence. Stay alert. Beyond.
But he wanted some really hard proof, right?
So to find that, we were planning to go to Bookkeeper Cael in the Omnivore Library.
Nice. Okay.
And that is what you wish to do?
Yeah.
We already got Prolix's handbag back.
Yes. And you searched it, and Prolix said, everything appears to be in order.
Someone sent a message about Wist, isn't it? Was it you, Caspian?
That was Caspian to that headmaster.
Yeah.
I will say before, Caspian, would you have I'm curious. Like we got thrown out, and that's kind of where we were. Oh, and then you sent the message. So at this point, Prolix is with us, correct?
Yes, I'm here.
To the DM and to the group, did we say out loud, like around Prolix, like our suspicions of Whist?
I think we've mentioned it several times, but Prolix
Yes.
thinks it's kind of crazy.
Yep. He said, no, that's outrageous. Professor West, he's a very established, well-respected man. Whatever path you're choosing, I guarantee it won't lead to him. He's beyond reproach.
Prolix, you've been nothing but helpful for us, but I trust you and I trust Caspian, but in light of Caspian being able to detect his thoughts and his intentions, his emotions, and also noticing the ruidium poisoning, it appears that whether it's his own will or not, he did intend for us to go to the Life Dome to be attacked.
Oh.
What say you about that?
Well, you're right, Bog. We have been through a lot, and, we literally went through the Betrayer's Rise together. I have no idea. If you remember, way back, you twisted my arm to come with you. And that was quite the experience. Nothing like near death to bring people together. So I hear what you're saying, Bog, and I mean, it truly would be outrageous if Professor West was behind this. But you said you read his thoughts, Caspian? What exactly did you read?
I didn't dive too deep into it. You said there's magic protecting it, but when I was skirting the surface, he was always very concerned about being figured out, or whenever we accused him, it was not outrage that he felt defensive, like he was actively trying to hide it. He was not the mind of, if I were to accuse you of something, you would be hurt, you would be pained, but that was just an act that he was putting on. What he really felt was not even guilt, but he was guilty. I have no doubt about it.
And let me guess, he shouted at you?
Yeah, of course. He faked it very well that he was outraged by the insult of us not trusting him, but that was just to get us out of there.
Well, maybe it is the maybe it is I that has been duped. Maybe it has been the Crystal Chateau who has been duped. I mean, I do trust you, Caspian, more than I trust most people. I've put my life in your hands, and you've put your life in my hands. That brings people together. But let's assume that everything you say is true. Let's assume that he's as guilty as sin. So what? He's a senior member in the Crystal Chateau, and you are junior members at best. Need evidence.
Yes, we do, and that's why we
Perhaps
go
if
to
we
Big
go
Paper
to
Crime.
perhaps if we go to the library that you mentioned, we might be able to uncover some solid leads to bring against him.
Okay. And I think if I remember last session as well, Daku gave him a bit of a disguise, so he doesn't quite look like Prolix. As much as a bright red tiefling can be hidden, kind of in disguise, we'll say. Okay, well,
And
yep.
I was going to say, Malcolm, can you remind me the connection of why what the library has for us?
The head librarian was is keeping all the artifacts.
Well, not so much the artifacts as records of the artifacts. Like this artifact was brought out by these people, stored in this location inside of the Allegiance. And
so we can see
Prolix,
people who have been interested.
yeah, a ledger, effectively. Yep.
That's why Prolix told us to go meet with him, because they would know who had that ring that was planted on him.
Well, off to the library shall we go then? So Prolix leads you through the Sigil district, kind of close to Cael Morrow, over in this area here. And you see this library. It's kind of boring. It's kind of like a big square rectangle type of building. It goes about 3-4 stories high. And you see various scholars from the Allegiance, even from the Cobalt Soul, going in and out of these places. And it's just like, if it's all the same to you, I'm just going to wait outside. I don't want to arouse any sort of suspicion. So, if you could take the lead, I'd be more than happy for you to go in and do the talking. And with that,
Guys, I'm just a bit concerned.
Yes.
Just a bit concerned about something, because if indeed Whist is to blame, he may spread the word and he may make it very difficult for us to be in this place. I wonder if more people should be disguised, or all of us should be disguised somehow. I'm trying to be hopeful, though, trying to believe Prolix that Whist is good and he wouldn't spread the word. But either way, what do you guys think of that? Should we kind of get a disguise or not? Okay.
I think maybe go with half the group in first, just as we are. And people that can disguise themselves, maybe stay back in case. I just don't think we can all disguise. That's something else.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many turtles as well around. It would be very difficult for me. But maybe for you guys, it would be easier if you dyed your hair or something. But I like that idea of going a few of us first.
Does Prolix need to be disguised here?
He is disguised.
Oh, okay, here it is.
Yep.
But would it be, is it gonna, do we need him to get access to who we need to speak with? Is that what we understand, or no?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, we only really need a couple people. I mean, Bog will turn to at least Thalanil and Caspian and say, well, we don't all need to go in, and well, I know if it comes to talking, it seems like Thalanil here is especially going to do better than me. So, though I can disguise myself, it might be best for me to hold off and maybe just a couple of you go in.
Yeah, I'm happy to go.
I can do my best to try to speak for everyone.
I'll wait a ways away so as to still not attract any attention. So, I guess I'll go with Edward, and probably a bad thing if Edward stays with me.
Yep.
If we are trying to be disguised, though, I think I might stand out a bit. There's not too many elves of my kind here.
But you know how to talk, though. You know how to convince people. I'm a bit
It's
more...
a matter of understanding who you're talking to.
Yeah. I'm a bit more... I don't know what the word is, but I stumble a lot in my words, so I don't know. I can do my best, though. I can revert time. If something goes wrong, I can always try another sentence.
That's a possibility. I can also just go in with you guys.
All right, guys, give me a
Yeah.
signal. Let's agree on a signal. If something goes wrong, I'll turn back time. And now, out of character, it seems that I've run out of chronal shift. Actually,
Out of character, Chemic is the D&D equivalent of the quick save function.
And out of character, I have Cher's song going through my head if I could turn back time. And now it's in your head too.
Oh no.
Oops, made a mistake. Quick save reload.
Yes, very much like that. Yep.
Well, Kamek, if you like, you can stay with me, and both of them can just go in. The rest of us can wait out here.
I'm okay. Okay with that plan.
Okay, so who's going in? We have Thalanil, I think, and Caspian. Caspian. All right, and Prolix hangs out with the rest of you down below, kind of out of sight, but keeping an eye on the main door just in case, I guess, things go down. Everybody outside of the library, can you make me a perception check, please? Okay.
Sorry, my dean to be on. Give me like probably 10 more seconds. The longest perception check ever.
Take 20.
Okay. Okay.
Edward
That went through. Sorry.
Yeah, cool. Edward's kind of looking around. He sees a butterfly and focuses on the butterfly. His attention is elsewhere. Okay, so looking around, there's lots of there's scholars going in and out of this library the whole time. People bearing the robes of the allegiance, people bearing the robes of the cobalt soul as well. And keeping a close eye on Kemek, keeping an eye open, Bog keeping an eye open. Don't really notice anything suspicious. So if there is someone kind of tailing you or following you or look to get the drop on you, maybe finish off the job they failed to do at the well thing, you don't see it. Okay, so let's switch the camera back up to Caspian and Thalanil as you start. You enter the main area, and you see there's lots of records, there's ledgers and stuff everywhere, and there's a kind of a big main kind of reception area, and you see this halfling gentleman, bookkeeper Kaim, and he's saying, "Shit! Damn it! Where is it? God, shit! That damn dwarf! Where?" And he's obviously looking around for something. Sorry. Yeah, hi. My name's Bookkeeper Kaim. What can I help you with?
You are exactly the man we're looking for. Were you looking for specific records of any Ruidian ring that has been excavated in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah. Do you have any identification on you?
Do I?
You do.
I don't
given
think so. I do?
You were given
yeah.
a Legion's bag and a badge and robes as
Ah,
well. So do you have any
forgot
ID
about
on
the
you?
badge. Yes, I show him the badge.
Sure, I can show you the records. If only I had the key to this damn... Look, the most recent stuff here is stored inside this ledger, and he kind of gestures to a lockbox. I hired this dipshit of a dwarf to come and help me tidy up a few things. And I don't think it's malicious, but I think the idiot has wandered off with the keys. So without the keys, I can't really show you the records. Tell you what, you help me find the key, and I'll help you look through this as best as I possibly can.
All right. Do you have any idea where he went?
Well, I gave him gold pieces as is right and proper. He actually did a good job. He's a hard worker, but he's a bit absent-minded, I think. If you're looking for him, I suggest you go to the Harried Mongoose. It's a tavern over there in the River District. The Harried Mongoose. Maybe he's there. That would be my best bet, anyway.
Would you be able to give a detailed description on this dwarf or the key that you're looking for?
Yeah, he looks like... Simon, what does he look like?
He's quite short. Yeah, you're looking for a dwarf who is more mud, I think, than skin. His beard's very matted. He just basically is very unkempt, and you'll smell him before you see him. Let's put it that way.
So as I said, a dwarf. Quite honestly, he smelled a little bit. He's a bit dirty around the edges. He's got a good heart to him. Hygiene not the best. So yeah, if you find him, maybe he has the key. I don't know, but that's my best guess. Good dwarf, absent-minded though. Yeah, try the Harried Mongoose in the River District.
All right. We'll be right back.
All right, I'll be here.
Yep, we'll be right back. And then leave the library.
So I guess we're going to the rest of the party with. Guys, we just have to look for some stupid dwarf somewhere in the Harried Mongoose in the River District. After that, we'll maybe be able to get the records. All these bloody errand jobs.
Okay, so you gather up the rest of your party, and you head over to the River District, and it's a little tavern and about this area here. It's quite a nice one. It's a bit more upmarket. They serve more than just ale. There's wines and spirits, and looking at some of the meals that they served, it's quite nice. And without even a perception check, you see a dwarf and enjoying some ale, because he's a dwarf, and no matter what else, dwarfs like ale, and having a quite nice meal with fish inside it.
Is that him? I guess he's the only dwarf that I can see.
And as described by Simon, yes. At a dwarf, more mud than skin, enjoying his meal, adding to the mess that is his beard.
Alright, I walk up to the dwarf. Excuse me, sir. I believe you just had a job at the library. Is that correct?
Hang on a sec. Yeah. He just puts his knife down. Aye, that's right. I have been. Why do you ask? What business is it of yours as to what I've been doing with my time?
Well, apparently, after you left the place, a key got lost, and that key is the key to the box, and the box contains information I need. So, Kaim asked us to find you in order to get the information I need. So, do you have that key, please?
Hang on, lost? Are you saying that I've stole it? I've stolen out here. I worked
but
right hard for my money, and I am now just enjoying it. I don't understand why he thinks I've stole something.
he's not thinking stolen. He just thought that you absentmindedly accidentally put it in your pocket and carried it off. Because it's not of value, the stuff, but it is of interest.
No, don't remember no key. He always opened everything for me. Hang on, let me have a look. And he pats his pockets down. No, I haven't gotten out, mate.
Well,
Does this dwarf sound like he's telling the truth?
Insight.
What's his vibe?
What's his vibe, Holdus?
His vibe is, I don't know, he's genuinely put out that you're asking questions as if this might have happened before. That he's been accused of things that he thinks he hasn't done.
Kamek slowly approaches. Sorry, Mr. Dwarf, we've been having quite a difficult day, and I apologize for my friends here. It's a very stressful day. I'm sorry, but we just want to know any information. Like, if you know anything about this key, we'll just get along with our day. We'll just try and find it ourselves or something. But we would really appreciate some help in here. And maybe we can help you with something as well.
Help me? Oh, that's an interesting. I tell you what, I like a wager. So how about we decide upon some sort of wager, and if you win, I'll help you. How's that sound?
What are the rules?
Well, I don't know. Let's have a think. Is it just you, or are there any more with you?
you're
Well,
playing this game as if you know exactly where the key is, now don't you?
No, not at all, not at all. But you've come along, you've
Just-
disturbed my meal. I was quite happy here, so let's have a bit of fun. You've just said that you'll help me with something, so yeah, let's play.
What
That will
about a
only help you.
drinking game, Mr. Dwarf?
A drinking game, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think you want to enter into a drinking game with a dwarf.
Well, I'm a turtle. I'm quite, strong. I get it. Me and alcohol, we're best friends.
Wrong. Now that gives me an idea. How about an arm wrestle? If you win, then I will tell you everything I know about this key that you're looking for.
Sounds
good? Right then, let's.
But
Who wants to wrestle us then?
okay. But isn't there okay, but wait, we need to make this fair, isn't it? Because if I win, you tell me everything you know about this key, whether you know something about it or not, but we need to make this game fair. What if you win?
If I win, how much money have you got?
Well, you won't be very lucky there.
Oh dear, are you saying you've got less than I have?
I don't know.
Well, I've got very little. I've just spent my last gold on this, which is now going cold in front of me.
Yeah, you do live dangerously, don't you?
There's only one way to live, isn't there?
All right. I'll give you all the money I have if you win.
Well, I tell you what, how's about you help me earn some money?
Okay. But just for a day.
If you like.
Okay. Fair enough. Kemek looks
Good.
at friends like very, very happy and enthusiastic.
Right then. He'll roll his sleeves up ready. He's ready to go.
I'm ready to go as well.
Wait, Kemek, I'm sure you've got this. And she'll gently place a hand on Kemek's shoulder and cast guidance.
Okay, guidance cast. But this is how we're going to do the arm wrestle. If you remember back into the Jigao, we're going to do the same rules. So firstly, Holdus, what's your strength modifier?
+5.
Kimmik?
Strength modifier +1.
+1. So,
That's
when
stronger than what I have.
So your strength check to succeed, Kimmik, needs to be 15. We'll say just purely strength. So nobody roll yet, but you have to beat a 15 to overpower Holdus here. And Holdus, you have to make a strength check and beat 11. And when we have one winner and one loser on a particular competition, then we'll win. So if you both fail your strength rolls, you're still battling. If you both succeed on your strength rolls, you're still battling. That's when one fails and one succeeds. So regardless, Holdus, arms bulging, I imagine. Kimmik, not so strong, but still right there. So can both of you make strength checks? And Kimmik, you may add a d4 to yours. It's straight strength.
There's one thing Caspian is gonna do when this starts.
Yep.
And that is just completely silently casting hideous laughter.
On the dwarf?
Of course on the dwarf. Who else?
Just it's the same.
Any
Players have done
chance you could
crazier
miss?
things.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So please make a
Wisdom.
wisdom saving throw DC 15.
I will point out you have a
I will
point
do
of
my
DM
best.
inspiration, which you can decide to use after your roll.
Alright, awesome, thanks. Which I've just used. That one, you mean?
If you want to re-roll that, you can.
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
Perfect. I'm back.
Okay.
At least you're
So,
consistent.
so we'll flavor it this way, story-wise. So Kimmik and Holdus, you start wrestling, and it is very even, kind of going back and forth. No one's got the advantage. And then Holdus, you start just laughing your head off. So much so that you can't at all maintain concentration on this arm wrestle. And Kimmik, you simply overpower him because his belly is aching because he's laughing. So.
What? Are you making fun of me? Just is that because I'm a female? Is that it?
I'm guessing I'm still laughing, am I?
Yep, I don't think you can even communicate.
Like I don't like this attitude. I'm telling you. I mean, I won. You owe me the truth, but I don't like this. Okay.
Make another wisdom saving throw because you can do so at the end of a turn. That sounds like about a turn to me.
Hey.
Come back to it.
Yay.
Stop laughing.
What the hell was that? Hey, what have you done to me? And he looks around to see whether anyone looks slightly guilty. But he's starting to get slightly bristly, let's put it that way.
What are you saying that one of my friends did something? I mean, I'm right in front of you. First of all, deal with me. Like, what? Why did you start laughing? What is it so funny?
Nothing's
Is it
funny,
because-
that's the point.
Nothing's funny.
Nothing was funny. Somebody's just cast something on me, haven't they? And he's going to look around to see who looks more magical than the rest of the party. I guess
Okay.
would you work it out, Malcolm?
Yeah, well, try. You can try to make an insight check.
Yeah, cool.
So I think that was cast psionically, so you wouldn't be able to tell that it was cast.
Oh, is
There was
that right?
no
Was a whole verbal somatic. Okay, make an insight check. Holders, try and beat this 16
There
deception.
were no components to this casting whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. Well, kind of works out anyway. You look around, everybody's fuse about why you all of a sudden started laughing, but none of them look guilty, Holders.
Oh, something's going off here. Well, I'd have done the same and cheated if I had the chance. Fair play to you, you won. You won, so...
Yes.
Do you want to know about this key, then? Well, why don't you come sit down, join me, I'll finish my meal and I'll tell you all I know. You'll not drink with me now?
Yeah, I will.
Great.
What about you guys?
That's good.
Well, I guess we're stuck with this dwarf for a bit, as he's very forthright with this information, so let's have a meal. Lunchtime anyway.
Good on
having
you. Sit your sen down.
Never one to turn down
drink
food.
Might having a drink or two while we have a conversation.
Okay. So, there's lots of stuff on the menu. There's fish, there's game, there's vegetarian dishes, there's stews. As I said, this is quite a nice restaurant. There's also various meals. You see stuff on the menu, things called Lemon 7. There's another drink called Vibrant Lover. And there's another drink called Honey Pecker. So, as I said, far more variety than your regular. This hurried mongoose is very good.
Does it seem at all like this restaurant, whether like where it's located, the restaurant itself is like so like is Holdus like so far out of place here, or is it like a super nice restaurant, or is it doesn't seem anything odd?
This is a very nice restaurant. As I said, it's clean, it's tidy, and this dwarf does
And
look out
Holdus
of
is
place here.
not.
Yeah. Explained it himself. This matted, almost those people who have dreadlocks, and all of a sudden their 6 dreadlocks turn into one big disgusting dreadlock. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I'm imagining Holdus's beard.
Now, that's brilliant, yeah.
And
I'll look at Holdus, gonna like sit down and like look around, and like turn around my chair and like look around everyone and be like, Holdus, do you come here often? This looks like a really nice place.
Oh, it seems it, and but no, first time I've been here. They're quite charming, quite charming. If you know the right people, they'll let you in anywhere, really, won't they?
I guess you're right.
You'll be fine. You're fine. You sit yourselves down, relax. If you feel out of place, it's okay. I'll look after you. You're my guests now. Well, I say guests. I'm not paying, but we're sitting together. So, what do you want to know from me? What's so important about this key, or whatever that's locked behind wherever the key opens?
Well, that is not very important. I believe we just want to know about the key. Where is it? What have you done to it?
I wasn't lying when I said I don't have the key, but I do know where it is. Because I may have absent-mindedly, as you put it, taken this key, but I may have had an idea as what I want to do with it, that's all. So I've left it somewhere safe. I don't mind. I'll take you to it. You're one fair and square, but what is there? I'm interested. Is there anything I might be interested in?
I have no idea what you're interested in. We know nothing about you, except that you purposely lose keys so you can use it afterwards, which is not vague at all, or how do you put it?
Sorry, my friend. I don't mean to be vague. I'll blatantly say what I was up to, because you look like you might be up for stepping on the other side of the legal fence, so to speak. I'm a dwarf in a place that I need some money, so all those toffs in there with all them books, they've got to have something worth something, haven't they? So I thought maybe go and have a look round later, but doesn't sound like it's my key anymore. It sounds like it's yours. So I'm just the map, aren't I? But don't worry, I can take you to it. I just thought we were having a friendly chat. So what is it you need it for? What are you interested in? Go on, share your story. I like a story.
Stories are always interesting, aren't they? But we are
It's highly
interested in all the
classified
stories.
information.
We're interested in the records they hold. You know, you've got some vague idea what comes up from the city below now, don't you?
Aye, maybe. Well,
Well,
if you wanted to keep this to yourselves, I can respect that. But I'd be interested to tag along if you don't mind. I mean, you know, I've got the afternoon to miss in, and you know, there's not a lot going off around here really. And you know, I'm going most of the way there, which gives you a bit of a hint where the key is. So you know, I can be quite useful. What do you reckon? Can I join in for a bit? See what's happening?
Well, we
What's in it for you?
Specialty.
Oh, Daku.
Doc is there.
Excellent.
We haven't turned away. You know, we haven't turned away others before, though I will say there are some sensitive matters afoot. So I think we'd be willing for you to accompany us if you'd be willing to understand that there may be some things we'll ask you to maybe wait outside of a room for us or maybe leave the room until we can fully trust you. I hope you understand. We've had our fair share of mishaps and ambushes recently, and I think the path we're on could very well be dangerous. And if you're willing to do that, I don't see why you can't accompany us.
I tell you what, I am exactly the dwarf you've been looking for. I've spent far too many years looking after other people, standing outside doors for them and protecting them. So I don't mind doing that for you, as long as there's a chance of some sort of, let's call it, treasure for me at the end of this. But if you need me to help you and protect parties and stand outside and guard doors, I'll do that for you. No worries at all until you trust me, and then I guarantee you won't want me outside. How's that sound?
I'll look around and shrug. Sounds good to me.
I'm Kamek, by the way.
Good to meet you,
All the way from
Holdeth.
Astarias.
Really? That's interesting. A big travel, right? What about the rest of you? What names can I call you?
you can call me Caspian, the jokester with the group for now.
Ah, good to meet you.
You call me Bog.
Bog? How do?
Bog.
Eleanor Starglow.
Good to meet you. Good to meet you. Well, I guess you'll be wanting this key then, will you?
Maybe just for Simon's
Oh.
point of view at this moment, maybe everyone can just give a brief description of their characters, what they look like. Help Simon get a better picture of their mind. So Kimmick, what does Kimmick look like? What does Kimmick look like?
Kamek is probably the same height as you. Not really sure. I'm about. I wrote it somewhere now. I've forgotten. But yeah, I'm quite tall for a turtle, but still way shorter than a human. I have dark green hair, green eyes. I'm young, 20, 26, but turtles don't live much, but yeah, around 26, still considered young. And yeah, she's a wizard, so she carries a staff with her, and and a piece of wood around her neck, so like a little necklace. And that's pretty much it.
And Caspian?
Well, Caspian is probably the only person here who actually does fit in this restaurant. He's a very well dressed gentleman. He dresses like an old guy, but when you look up close, you see he's actually quite young, even though his hair is white and has a white beard. Looks human on first glance, then you think, there's something strange to him. No human has violet eyes, so, yeah,
Ooh.
definitely a caster of some sort.
And Bog?
Bog is a 7-something foot Firbolg. He's got long, kind of greenish blue. Maybe it looks gray and it was dyed or pigmented somehow, kind of greenish blue, long dreadlocks. And he's got kind of grayish, kind of white grayish, kind of skin slash hair slash fur. Probably Firbolgs are a mix of all of it. And then, yeah, he would look middle aged. And yeah, he's got a big. Chemic is a turtle, but Bog's got a big turtle shell fashioned as sort of a shield on his back as well. Might look a little odd with the rest of his equipment.
And Amber?
Ono looks to be
Sorry,
very
Eleanor.
young.
Sorry, Eleanor.
Thelena looks to be very young, even by elven standards. Probably still in the growing stage, as she's very short at about 4'2". She has porcelain skin that kind of almost shimmers under the light, and blue eyes with starry pupils. Her equipment seems to be rather big, almost like their size for maybe an adult or someone bigger than she is. And she does not appear to be very physically strong, but very lithe and agile. Or kind of agile.
And there's also Daku, whose computer is not working at the moment, so he's attempting to play via his phone. Oh, here is Daku! Daku, can you hear us? Are you with us? Are you muted, bud?
And I am a paladin astral elf.
Hopefully, Daku can connect with us in a second. Yeah, so that's what they look like. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a picture assignment, so you could see what everybody looks like. Okay.
That's great. Thanks, everyone.
That's right. And you
Paladin with -2 strength, by the way.
Awesome. So, yeah, thanks for that description, everybody. And can you hear us, Daku?
Yep. Did you hear anything I said earlier?
Nope. We have a new party member, Huldus, a very dirty dwarf, who's got a key that you guys need. And I just asked everybody to give you a description. So do you want to give us a brief description of Daku, and we'll pick it up from there?
Yeah. So, real quick, earlier he did introduce himself. He was like, "I'm Daku, and I'll be keeping an eye on you for a long time." But you see standing before you about a 5'8" half elf. One of his ears it looks to be like the pointy tip was cut off by something. He's got a nice brown leather jacket with what looks to be medical bandages around his left hand, but they're also kind of undertaken by the sleeve of the cloak.
Cool. Thank you. So we'll pick it up before I rudely interrupted with description. So Huldus, you were heading outside while the rest of the party talked about you? Was that what was happening?
I think I just suggested that we head off to find the key or pick the key up, but I don't know if the party wanted me to disappear.
Okay, we'll pick it up from there. You're suggesting you go together, pick up the key. Carry on.
Yeah. So if you want to follow me, I'll go grab it and then we can head off. I assume you finished your drinks and food and everything, haven't you?
Excuse me. Someone ordered a lemon salmon and a vibrant lover. I will be requiring 1 gold piece for payment for the drinks, please. Before you leave, if you'd be so kind. 1 gold piece, please. Very formal waiter.
Kamek gives the gold piece.
Oh, not a very generous tipper. Most disappointing. Does that one?
Did I do something wrong?
It is customary for people here at the Hurried... Forgot the name of my own restaurant there for a second, sorry. For the Harried Mongoose. It is 15%. If you need me to do the math for you, I'll do it for you. But it is customary to
No,
give tips.
what you can do is just please go. We are done with our service and we are going.
Oh, there's no need
Thank
to
you.
be
Have a
so
nice day.
rude, sir. It is merely our custom here to require tips. But if you're too cheap, I suggest you do not come back here.
Does your service require you guilting the other customers in front of their dinner?
Yes.
No. Noted.
Well, I assume you won't be coming back here. I can guarantee you'll not be welcome if you're not prepared to do our customs. So, I will
Well,
wish
what
you...
about this?
Yes.
If Tawanil and I, if we love this drink, we'll make sure that we give you the extra day you deserve. But I haven't tasted it yet. How should I know that you deserve that extra fee?
Oh my goodness, you are so common, it's ridiculous. Regardless of whether you like the drink or not, a tip is I hesitate to use the word compulsory, but our usual clientele
Malcolm.
would not worry about giving such a meager tip. Yes.
Sorry, I kept calling over you. While he's talking, I would like to, with my hands under the table, cast Mage Hand to reach into his apron and take any gold pieces sticking out.
First of all, make a sleight of hand check to make sure you can subtly cast the spell without the waiter knowing.
You said stealth?
Sleight of hand.
Or sleight of hand. Okay, so 7 plus 7, 14.
14. Maybe he's far too put out of place to notice you casting a spell. He's very much looking down his nose at the ragtag group that you are. And you want to pull for some coins from him?
Yep.
Make another sleight of hand check to use your mage hand to reach in and... Would you come out? 13.
13.
Yep, you reach in and you find some gold pieces. You take them out. Subtly look under the shoulder. You've pilfered 5 gold pieces off him.
5 gold pieces from him? Okay.
As I said,
Reach to the
clientele...
pocket. Oh.
I think it's best if you just go. And if you're too cheap to tip, just pay for your drinks and I would wish you a good day, but I shan't. And he turns around and
I'll pay for my drink. And where I come from, we work hard for a tip, okay? Just because you have like a nice accent doesn't mean that we should now give you more. I'm sorry about that.
He's already turned his back to you and walked away. I
I poke him in the shoulder.
You paid him the gold piece, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I poke Kamek in the shoulder as the mage hand with the gold pieces just floats between her and the person sitting next to her. The only thing nicer than his accent were his pockets.
Oh my goodness.
Saw what you did, Daku. Not very good behavior.
Well, where I'm from, we have a steal from the rich, good to the poor type philosophy. But I will consider what you say. As he puts the 5 gold pieces in his pocket.
Cool.
No, it's just
Doesn't-
outrageous. Like,
It doesn't matter who you're taking from, Daku. It's not correct. It's not correct custom to steal from one person.
If it upsets you so, consider it a thing of the past. You working tonight?
Just think of that waiter. Perhaps he needed the gold for his family.
Are you sure he would have a family? I mean, I'm no man of standards, but I'm pretty sure whoever he wants would be too elegant for him. Just thinking out
Have you
loud.
bothered to look into what his life might be like? You can't
I tell
judge
you
for.
what, don't worry too much because I know what he needs that gold for. He's involved in a dice game around the back of the kitchens, and he owes a lot of money to some of the lads there. I've seen them playing. That's all he wanted it for, so he's no better than any of us. But hey, he's not going to do so well tonight, is he?
If we're going by his standards, he's probably better than all of us.
is he in danger for owing money?
No, I doubt it. I doubt it. He'll get it off some other unsuspecting person in this place. What comes around and all that, so don't worry too much. Go on, let's head off and I'll grab that key for you.
Let me just finish the drink first,
Oh,
and
of
I'll be
course.
on my way.
The vibrant
And
love
Kamek just
and the lemon
swallowed like
civet.
the whole drink.
Oh, okay. It's
I will.
Mhm.
Sorry, Malcolm.
You go.
I was just gonna say, Daku finishes his drink and he will walk up to Holdos and just be like, "Oh, I'll walk with you. I imagine you and I have a lot to talk about."
Aye, come on then. Let's go this way.
Okay, so you head back onto the drinks, onto the street. Maybe I've been having a few drinks, but the drinks, Kamek, very sour, very delicious. It's got a bit of a kick in it, not too bad. And same thing with a vibrant lover. It's an odd. It's quite spicy with a jalapeno put into it. Quite delicious, both of them. Okay, Huldus, where are you taking them?
So he basically is going to wander back to was it a library? Sorry, but on the way he needs to just nip into an alleyway to grab a bundle that he's stashed behind some barrels and some boxes. So if we're okay to just go and do that, then the key will be in a part of that bundle.
Okay.
Daku, out of more like a sense of self-preservation, will not walk down the dark alleyway with the gentleman he just met.
Oh, very wise.
But he will try to make small talk while he gets his things. So, I understand that you're a man of alternative living.
So I guess he's shouting from halfway down an alleyway. What? I don't know what you mean. What alternative? What do you mean? I'm just a simple dwarf that does whatever's needed to make a few coppers.
Would you like me to roll an inside check, or could I just keep role playing with what I got? I'm not trying to do nothing impressive, just...
Sure, make another insight check. It's always fun to roll dice.
You're absolutely right.
Virtual though they may be.
Ooh,
22.
22.
Guess I ought to. Oh, he's not lying. That's literally his simple philosophy. It's if an opportunity's there, he'll take it. Just
You
to
know,
make ends meet.
here's the funny thing. I know your words ring true. Your tone, however, it reminds me to that of a I hope you don't take disrespect, but a charlatan. I merely meant to suggest that gentlemen such as ourselves are inclined to take what they need even from the higher or blinder side of the law.
So I'm guessing that you don't come across dwarves that often, do you? Because I don't really understand what you're saying. Just tell what you're asking. What do you want to know?
Okay, that was pretty funny. I'm just merely trying to get a read on you. Like, what's your angle? What do you hope to get out of all this?
Well, I've got an opportunity, I hope, anyway, to follow you and you know, there's some sort of intrigue. Your colleagues were telling me that there's something that needs opening. I've got the key. I'm prepared to help you. And I just want to see whether there's any opportunities on the back of that for me. Simple as that, really.
Well,
What are you trying to get?
I'm a bit tied up in something of the gods, as Nathaniel would say, but I myself don't really believe in the gods. But we seem to be hooked up with something big, and it's definitely a change of pace. Their goal is to meet the end of what happens there, and they are good people. So I associate with them. They have my arrows. I myself, however, well, before I tell you this next part, I just want to make sure that you're not the type to run and hide at the first sign of peril. Because we make quite a number of enemies here.
So I think as you're asking him that question, you'll see the bundle that he's picked up, and he struggles a little bit to just lift it the first few inches off the ground, but you can see there's armor in wrapped up in some sort of a cloth, and he's clearly got a very well maintained set of plate armor, and there's a shield there, and there's a hammer which he didn't want to wear as he's just wandering around doing kind of helping out in various places. So he'll just look you straight in the eye, which might mean him looking up a bit. He'll just say, you don't have to worry about me, lad. I've been in it, I've seen it, and I've never run. With legs like this, I'm not going to get very far, am I? So I might as well just get stuck in. And with that, he's just going to walk back around the corner, look over his shoulder and say, you're coming.
Yeah, I'm coming. Daku's kind of satisfied with what he heard. He's not going to reveal his personal quest just yet, but he's warming up to this dwarven fella.
Okay.
Oh my god, I sound entitled. He's warming up to hold us.
Cool. So I guess as soon as we get around to where everybody's there, he'll just hand the key across to Kamak and say, well, look, you earned this. This is the key you were talking about. Here you go. So what's next?
Thank you. I guess we go back to that librarian, isn't it?
Okay, cool. Kimmik, are you going up with, I assume, Thalanil and Caspian are heading up again? Are you joining them?
Yeah, time to go back.
Kimmik, do you go with them?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kimmik, Caspian, and Amber, you re-enter this library place, and the halfling is did you find that dwarf? He's most annoying. And did you find the key? All I care about is the key. Did you find the key?
Kemet?
We did find the key. Is it this one?
Oh, that is the key.
She
That
shows it
is
to him.
most annoying. You see that dwarf again? Give him a slap around the face for me. He's just hopeless. All right, so and he puts the key in this massive ledger book under kind of like a book box, I guess. Is there? And he says, "Okay, so I've already checked your members of the Allegiance. What exactly is it that you are looking for?"
I believe
A
we were looking
ruidium
for.
ring.
A ruidium ring. Okay, let me have a look through my ledger here. And he opens his massive ledger. Just glancing down, judging by the dates, you figure there's maybe about 2 years worth of records here. And it says, ring. Let me have a look. There's only one mention of a ring here. It's in the inventory of an expedition from about 2 months ago. It was staffed by agents Andras Flintbreaker and Idris Lonan, and was led by Professor Lionel Wist. But the log indicates that it's been accosted by its thief on its way to a service. But mention of what exactly was stolen and who did it is missing from the record. There are some notes here that indicate there's tell me, have you heard of a group called the Sentinels of Memory?
Have we heard about that?
Somebody mentioned it.
Yeah,
briefly.
last in the Life Dome, the gnome we were with was like this very much feels like something they would do. The Sentinels of Memory want the past to stay in the past, and so they would be against you trying to investigate the ruins.
Yep, that's
Right?
exactly right. Zach, 10 geek points for you for keeping good notes. Well done.
I
Yeah.
watched the stream in the last week, so you know. There we go.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, so the records indicate that these Sentinels of Memory, as you pointed out, Mr. Furbolg, are very much opposed to any exploration of Cael Morrow. They said, the past should be in the past, the memories should be just that, memories. There's a question mark. Maybe the Sentinels of Memory took it. I don't know, but it's a mystery. So, the ring was missing. They were robbed. Exactly what they were robbed from, it doesn't mention. There's some fuzziness here almost. But
And you said the names were Professor Wist and
and Bara Flintmaker
and
and Idris Lornan, which I put in chat there,
do you
David.
know where we can find them?
Yeah, I think you could just find them at the Crystal Chateau. Ask around. You can talk to them for sure.
All right.
I wish I could be of more use, but as I said, it's been stolen. I mean, we do keep very, very serious records about the location and who's in possession of things brought up from Cael Morrow. But, yeah. It's, as far as I know, it's missing. Stolen.
Could you help me with finding about more reports of expeditions that entailed Professor Wist?
Sure. And he lists off about 5 or so items: a sword, a shield, a dagger, and actually some creatures that are being brought up there for as well. There's mention of this type of fish called a sorrowfish, which goes around in schools and tends to, almost like piranhas, get attracted to people and A couple of people have actually died down there. One that's exploring the underwater part, been attacked by these sorrowfish. But as far so these all these items here, everything's catalogued and in the right place.
So all these things are catalogued. And no other things were missing from these expeditions. Could you bring up the catalogs as well? I just want to go down the paper trail just to see if everything.
Make a persuasion check. Pushing your way into his turf, Caspian. Okay. And he lets you look through the ledgers and the records, but he's keeping a very close eye on you. And so what are you looking for exactly, Caspian?
I'm basically just looking for any evidence that more items have gone missing that were brought up by Professor Wist.
Okay, make an investigation check. You don't find anything. Everything looks straightforward. Obviously not a good roll, but that's how D&D works.
That sucks. All right. Yeah, I'm just telling him what I'm looking for as well, hoping that maybe he notices something as well.
Well, let's say you do that at advantage, so that's an 8 now. So, still nothing.
Which, no, fair enough. This is not my forte, sadly. All right.
Mr. Librarian, I forgot your name. I'm sorry, but
Time.
Do you know? Hi. Do you know if there's a cure for viridium?
Well, this is something the Legions has been digging deep into. Like, it's a new substance, right? It's something very different, very new, obviously magical. People have been looking for a cure. Like, some people have kind of succumbed to the ruidium poison and passed away. It's a very odd thing that we've noticed. Like, first it starts with a simple rash, and then little crystals almost form on the skin. And before long, the entire person is covered with crystals, and it looks like a horrible way to go. But in terms of cure, no. It's a very, very new phenomenon. We do have people working on it, but nothing as yet.
No hint on how to slow it down.
Not even slowing it down, I'm afraid. It seems bed rest is the best we can recommend. People are often resistant to do that, just with a simple rash. But bed rest, no exertion, maybe slows it down a little bit. But to stop it, no idea.
If the medical teams need any assistance, we might be able to help them find a cure faster.
Well, if that's your expertise, absolutely. Would love any help.
Emmett, would you be willing to join in helping out on this?
Keep in mind, if you do want to help, it's months, might even be years before we discover a cure. It's not something that's going to happen overnight.
A year is still pretty fast. And that's merely just one cycle of the sun.
Well, for you maybe. Regardless, months, maybe years to find a cure. Akimic, if you think you can help out, then sure, I can take you to the place and you can devote your life to finding a cure.
I would be very happy if my current mission fails. but I've got something to do first.
Oh, all right. Well, as I said, anybody who can provide insight onto the cure about this ruidium poisoning would be most welcome. But is there anything else? Yes. Amber,
If there's
tell me.
anybody that's sick, I'd prefer to be down in the sunken city at the source and help the people down there.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So while they were in there, sounds like Bog, you're having a conversation with Daku.
Yeah, I would just turn to him and say, you know, unless they find something really, really meaty in there, I guess I'm kind of volunteering you because I'm not very sneaky, but we can also go invisible. I think following Whist might lead us to these Sentinels and help us learn. It's kind of risky, but I think if we're able to tell him, we might be able to learn who he associates with and maybe some more about them. What do you think?
I think if nothing else, you make some very good points. And I also think that he doesn't seem malicious in nature. I was a bit weirded out by him at first, I'm not gonna lie, but his heart seems to be in the right place, and that's a commodity nowadays. But I trust your judgment.
Out of character, before you came, Doc, we were talking though that Caspian did detect thoughts on that Whist guy who sent us to the dome, and it very much seemed like he panicked when he saw us and was surprised to have us there, and then Caspian saw signs of ruidium poisoning. So I'm trying to connect, like, maybe these Sentinels who attacked us, if they contact Whist, then if we can follow him and learn something else.
The things
And
that
you
were
want me
attacked you
to
were
follow
invisible
him.
stalkers. You don't, not people. They're invisible stalkers that attacked you.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
They were like creatures, right? Like elementals.
yeah, like elementals. Yeah. So, and they've disappeared into smoke and dust. So, not a lead you could follow.
To your question, Daku, I mean, I can certainly magically help others conceal themselves and be sneaky. I think you're naturally sneaky. I mean, look at you compared to me. But Caspian can also make a couple of us invisible, so whether it's one or a couple people trailing Whist, it might lead us in a good direction. Maybe this evening.
I'll see what I can do.
And then just keep waiting. Just keep waiting for the rest of the group to come out. We're just people watching outside.
Okay. All right. So Amber, Caspian, and Thalanil, you come back down and join the rest of your group.
Yes. Well, we do have two names that we could follow up on. Anbara Flintbreaker and Idris Loman. They were apparently with Whist when they uncovered the ring, but then it was stolen. Maybe they know more about it.
They were with Whist, and then they lost the ring.
Yes, it was a very fuzzy story, but the ring was stolen from them.
I mean, obviously, Whist being there is a interesting, coincidence, perhaps. I wonder if he stole it or he allowed or coordinated someone else to steal it, but there he goes, popping up again. Will someone just, like, yelling from across the room. Thought I heard someone.
You should act fast. I also don't like, I don't like his name being everywhere.
Did the librarian tell you where to go to go find Flintbreaker and Lornan?
If you can't remember, they did. They suggested they will be found in the Crystal Chateau.
Oh, and that's where Whist is as well, right?
Yep.
Where we were kicked out.
Well, escorted to the foyer, kicked out of Professor Whist's office. Not the Crystal Chateau itself,
Okay.
just out of the office, out of his office.
Well, I was just talking with Daku about maybe following the professor from work, see where he goes after his office, even trail him in the evening to see if he leaves his home or to see if someone comes to speak with him. I mean, all signs point to Whist and the Sentinels of Memory trying to be involved with Ruidium and prevent us and others from seeing the ruins. But I think all signs point to the Crystal Chateau at the very least.
I agree. We need a proof. So I guess following him would give us a final answer. Could give us a final answer.
And,
But
and
we
there's
also
also...
need some rest, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Have we not rested since we got attacked?
Oh,
What time of day is it right now, Malcolm?
getting early evening.
Okay.
And maybe we can just have a quick chat with those two people, and then if that doesn't get us anything, sleep and tomorrow go after Whist.
Okay, so it
A
sounds
few
like you're
of
heading
us
to the
feel
Crystal
well
Chateau.
rested.
Yeah, I think we're going to the Crystal Chateau. Kemek, what were you saying?
Unless some of us feel well rested.
Caspian, does the jewel still have the ability to make one invisible?
Yes, that's easily done. I can even do two people at the same time, if need be.
I don't have at the moment the ability to... Oh, actually, I do. If two people were to be invisible, maybe the two sneakiest of us or sneakiest of us, I can also cast Pass Without a Trace and help them be especially sneaky. So at the very least, they can trail Wisp for the rest of the evening and at least gather where he might go and places he visits and people he sees after maybe we speak with those two at the chateau.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a good plan to me.
Okay.
I'm sure Holdus here is quite sneaky, quite agile on his feet.
Well, I am, but look at this. And obviously, whilst all this has been going on, he's been donning his plate armor and has a sizable shield and hammer over his shoulder. So possibly not.
Okay, so you make your way back to the Crystal Chateau with a very clunky dwarf following behind you, and you've entered the main foyer. Do you ask around for Anbara and Idris?
I'm gonna wait outside again. I just feel like I
Sure.
draw attention.
Okay. Bog will have you outside.
And I'll probably motion Holdus to hang out with me as well.
I can do.
I think he's a little less than inconspicuous at the moment.
I mean, he's got a literal arrow sticking out of his shield right now. How inconspicuous could he be? Okay, so the rest of you enter into the Crystal Chateau. Some quick asking around, and before long, a couple of humans come out, presumably Anbara and Idris. They look quite young, sort of 17, 18, that sort of age, and they say, yeah, hello. I'm Anbara, this is Idris. I hear you are looking for me, for us. What can we help you with?
We would like to inquire about a expedition you did about 2 months ago with Professor Wist.
Yes?
Apparently, the item that you acquired got stolen on it.
Oh, yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, we went down there with the professor, and we recovered a ring from down in the Cael Morrow over there. Professor Wisp left us to catalogue it, and then we got attacked, and we was attacked by. I'm sorry. I think we must have been hit on the head. I can't quite remember exactly the details of what happened, but people assure me that we were attacked. Yeah.
Malcolm, can I make some kind of check to see if this is like a type of magic that interfered with the memory, or were they actually just hit on the head?
Make an Arcana check.
Ooh. Oh boy.
Oh, if someone else wants to make an Arcana or Insight check, you're more than welcome to. You're rolling terribly on these, David. My goodness.
Yeah, I've just been rolling terribly.
Eleanor, they seem genuine. Anybody else? Your Arcana or Insight. Nobody else? Oh, I guess the Bog's not there. Daku, do you want to even get a read on them?
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay.
Chemic, did you want to try? Oh, there it is.
Okay, we'll just wait for Daku's to come through.
And that was an insight check, correct?
Or Arcana, your choice.
Yeah, I will go with insight.
Okay.
15.
15. Eleanor, Caspian, you don't know. Kimik, and Daku, you do pick up on something. It appears that their claim of ignorance, whatever it is, it's not a lie. They're generally ignorant of what happened to them. There's something off. Yeah, so we took the ring and we're leaving Cael Morrow, and I mean people tell me we were attacked. But I'm sorry. I wish we could be more helpful. People tell me we were attacked, but I don't know.
May I suggest something? And because we are investigating the matter, and it is very important to us that we know what happened.
Of course.
I might be able to dig into your memories and might be able to pry out what actually happens.
All
Would
right.
you allow me to do that? It might be a bit private, but I promise I will only look at this event.
I'm not so sure if that's a good idea, but you can make a persuasion check, Caspian. You can roll higher than a 7. Wow. Oh, wait, just a sec. Sorry, the laptop that I run this on is just giving me a battery warning. I think I've unplugged myself somehow. So just give me a moment.
Alright.
In fact, as we wait for this question, why don't we take a 5-minute break? Let me sort out my technical issues, and I'll tell you the results of your persuasion. Come back. Let's take 5 minutes, guys, while I sort out my computer issues, and we'll pick it up in just a sec.
All good.
Hey, 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so had to get a new cable for my laptop. Not sure what's happening there, but we're fine for now. Okay, so you were persuading these guys to have a little bit deeper look into their mind. And they're a little bit hesitant, Caspian, and says, "Oh, well, yeah, I mean, it's actually rather disconcerting, right? Like, you have these events in your life, like people tell me the birth of their children or the death of a loved one or the day they met your love of your life, and these things stick in your mind, and also the bad things. I mean, we took quite a knock, and it's a little off-putting that we can't actually remember it. I mean, it was just me, or it was just Idris, that would be fine, but both of us, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, have a look, please do.
Thank you. Just try to focus your memory on the last moment you remember, and I'll try to get to the bottom of it.
All right.
And I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts and try to dig into whatever is there.
Okay, with your persuasion check, they're not even going to attempt to block it. So the wisdom save will automatically fail. And the initial thoughts, when you mentioned it, they were just plain old confused. They generally didn't seem to know, which was kind of confirmed by, I think, Chemix and Daku's insight into them. However it was, something was odd. And you dig a little deeper into the memories, trying to find the event that they talked about, the missing part of their memory. And you dig deep and you dig deep, and they're being very good at allowing you to dig deeper. And they're focusing their mind on the moment that they got robbed. And then the memories, it's almost like static. Like there should be a memory there, but there's not. If something is missing from them. Not that they forgot, but something is missing.
Okay. So there's nothing I can get to.
Nope.
Does this give me a hint on what is needed to reverse this?
Well, you suspect it's something
Any...
magical, right? It's the obvious that this thing is just not there. You can make me an Arcana check. That definitely gets a fail, guys.
Oh man,
No?
I've not rolled above a 10, I believe.
Maybe some open brain surgery might help. As much you can come up with, but you got no idea.
Okay. I'm throwing it out to the group, especially to Bork and Thalanil. This is some kind of mind-wiping stuff that happened to them. I'm fairly certain it's not just a blow to the head, but like the memory was ripped out of them. Do you know of any such spell or any way to cure it? Are there any clerics in this city that might be able to help with that?
Amber.
I would like to.
Sorry, Amber and Bog, you can make an Arcana or a Medicine check if you like. And Daku, what were you going to say?
I was gonna see if I can make a history check to see if his magically inclined mentor might have mentioned anything about it.
Sure. Bog 12. Oh, Kimmick. So was it Kimmick you were mentioning? A roll for Kimmick. Oh, she's very good at Arcana. There we go. +7. And for your history check, doesn't ring a bell. The arts of subterfuge, this particular subterfuge, you weren't taught, Caspian. Bog, during blanks as well. But Kimmick, assume Kimmick's not with us at the moment. Check 1, 2. No, still dealing with washing machines. Well, guys, this is most unusual. I mean, I've heard of this type of magic before. I think the best way to go about this, it almost sounds like a curse to me. So someone, like maybe me even, let me check my spell list. Maybe if someone knew a way to remove curses, I think that would help these gentlemen a whole heap. Do any of you guys have access to that type of magic?
Nope.
What kind of magic specifically, Chemic?
Well, I think it's some type of curse. They've been cursed to have their memory removed. If you get a spell that could remove curse, then I think that would be useful.
I'm pretty sure I don't.
Only clerics, paladins, warlocks, and wizards have access to that.
Yeah.
Well, would Chemic have it then?
She's a... Oh, would Kimmick have it? She... Oh,
Might not be in her spell book.
No, it's not in her spellbook.
Thalanil?
Too low level paladin, I think.
Remove
Too
curse
low.
is a 3rd level spell. Are you with us, Thalanon?
3rd level, you get it 9th level.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so some type of remove curse is the only way.
Frolix, do you know anyone in the order that might be able to remove curses? You have some powerful magicians in there.
I
You
do.
must deal me.
Yes, but there's a small matter of payment. I think I could wrangle them down to something like 300 gold pieces. Do you have that sort of money?
I don't.
Money is definitely something we don't have a lot of.
Pollux is... I mean, here is the facts of the matter. These gentlemen have these memories tampered with. That is true. In your opinion, Kimmick, only remove curse would remove these things. Maybe if we could convince the High Curator, maybe he could help us out. I mean, look, here's what I'm worried about. If we go up there and we talk to the big cheese, as it were, in the Allegiance of Allside, and if this goes horribly wrong, I know some of you are, this could see us end up in prison for a long time. Like, you don't bring accusations against someone like Professor Wisp unless you have extremely strong evidence. I quite frankly don't know if it's worth the risk. What do you guys think? Finishes Prolix.
I think that every lead that we've tracked down has pointed to Professor Wist. I feel very confident that he is the cause of it and highly likely an infiltrator.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Headmaster Grizz He doesn't have access to that type of magic. He would definitely know someone who could provide it. So do you think it's worth it, Caspian? Because if it goes wrong, it's going to go very wrong, very quick.
I am willing to bet on it, if the rest is too.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey.
So
I
what?
think I saved the floor.
Oh,
Nice.
very good, very good. I'm pleased to hear that.
Ugh.
So what happened was, Caspian dug deeper into the memories, and he found bits of their memory that were missing. Not that they forgot; it was almost like looking into static into their brains. Something was missing. Kimmick, Caspian decided to roll a double natural one to try and work out what was going on, and maybe for a lobotomy, something like that would be helpful at this point. But Kimmick, you've heard of that type of thing before, and you thought a remove curse spell could be very helpful. None of you have access to remove curse, and Prolix suggested either find 300 gold pieces to pay someone, or try and convince the headmaster of the Legions of Allside to either cast the spell or have someone cast it on your behalf. And Prolix said, "Oh, that's risky. What if it all goes wrong?" But Caspian was of the opinion that it's worth a go. So that's where it was. Caspian saying, "I think it's worth a go. What do you guys think?"
Is this the same headmaster he already spoke with? You already spoke with Caspian?
Yes.
Yeah, I sent him the message.
I mean,
And he said evidence, basically.
I don't want to like keep beating the dead horse, but I think if we try a super stealthy stalking of Wes tonight, I think we could probably either learn something that we can act on without the headmaster, or maybe even find some way to gather some evidence to go to him in the morning. But if we totally strike out, then maybe talk to him the next day. But if you're confident we can just go to him now and maybe persuade him to look into to just do remove curse, and then the evidence would be in their minds when their curse is gone, perhaps. That's not a bad idea also.
I agree with you. I don't think that's a bad idea. I'm thinking out of character. I'm thinking if I've got that spell and if I can prepare it.
Remove curse?
Well,
Yeah.
for you as a wizard, you would have had to already know it, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think I just have to prepare it.
No, I mean, like, I think wizards you have to, right?
Did you learn it already?
Yeah, you have to like pick it when you get a level, and you have to learn it.
It has to be in your spell book, and then you can
Yeah, yeah.
prepare it.
Oh,
okay,
Yeah,
so you might have already, if you've already picked it, then yeah, you're good.
I'm looking into your.
I don't have it prepared yet, but I haven't got to my spells. Ah, there you go.
You don't know it.
No, I don't know it. Yeah.
I mean, if we went to the headmaster and was just like, hey, we happened to speak with these two, and they feel very confident that their memories have been altered. It seems like a curse. We're looking into Ruidium. Could you, like, if we don't even bring up Wes and then he removes it, and then I figure if he's strong enough to remove curse, he probably can detect thoughts, perhaps, and then he can just see the evidence. I don't know, unless he's in on it too. I don't know. I kind of doubt he is, but
And Bara Flintbreaker, one of the people who has their mind altered. Look, I don't know. This is very violating, you know. Like who we are is our memories, and I'm quite frankly pissed off that someone would do that to my memory. I mean, I thought basically me and Idris were under, some a bit of bad luck, you know. We bumped our heads or something, and maybe the thieves were particularly efficient, and we both lost our memory. But yeah, memories are who you are. It defines me as a person. I really would like this to be gone. Like, if you want to approach Headmaster, I mean, we'll vouch for it. We'll say this is what happened. But yeah, I hear you throwing around names like Professor Whist. Like, maybe it is him, maybe it's not, but I goddamn want my memories back.
I agree. Whether it was Whist or not, we should restore these gentlemen's memories to the way they were,
Damn straight.
regardless if Whist is the one who actually did it or not.
And let us go to the headmaster and just simply say, we have a lead. These gentlemen's memories have been wiped of a attack while recovering artifacts. It might concern this case, and if we are able to remove this curse on their memory, then we might have more evidence without us having to point any fingers.
You're off to see the headmaster? Take that as a yes. Okay, so you wind up the stairs towards the top of the Crystal Chateau, where Headmaster Grizz Alcatrios, Headmaster Grizz, so much easier for me to say, at the very top level. The two junior members of the Allegiance of Warsight kind of said, sorry, this is a matter of could be great importance. We'd just like to see the headmaster, and these people who are members of the Allegiance, they'd like to have a word too. And the secretary kind of says, oh, okay, you're in luck. And she lets you into the main headmaster's office. A big, huge mahogany desk, books stacked everywhere, a lot of paperwork. And this headmaster Grizz is a human. And it looks on the young side too, maybe 22, 23, something like that. I am quite busy. Can we just cut to the chase? What is it that you want? And the two junior members, they stumble. They're nervous in the presence of such a senior member. Espion?
Headmaster Chris, I'm sorry for bothering you this late, but we are the answer. I contacted you.
Stop. I recognize your voice. Were you the one talking in my head before?
Yes, we are the answer, as the name of our group.
And so you have evidence, right? I said only contact me when you have evidence.
I know. There's, however, one tiny bump that I know someone of your stature can definitely fix. These two members were
sheepishly waved their hands.
were robbed of a Viridium ring 2 months ago, and that same ring has popped up yesterday all of a sudden. However, when they were robbed, their memories were wiped magically. It is a curse of sorts, and even though I was able to make sure of this, I cannot sadly remove it. However, I'm certain that if this curse is removed, then all evidence is laid bare.
You, my friend, are kind of burying the lead, I feel here. You said that the ring has turned up. I understand you're full members of the Allegiance of Warsight. You know that we obsess about cataloguing and returning these things. Where is the ring?
Yeah. I think I have it, or... Yeah, Prolix didn't have it anymore. Pretty sure. He gave it to one of us.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Not sure who, but I'll just think of it was me at this point, and I
Sure.
have it wrapped in a handkerchief and display it.
Well, that is a ring. I mean, Caspian, you are a member of the Allegiance of Orside. You know how serious we take these things. We don't want it in the hands of the Vermilion Dream. We don't want it in the hands of the Cobalt Soul, because they'll just study it and put it aside. We're very interested in destroying these things. I really would have appreciated if you brought this to attention much earlier.
Well, we only got our hands on this a couple hours ago, and we were very busy in collecting the evidence, because
I still had to ask for it though, didn't I?
Well, I just told you that we had this ring.
What? So carry on. You want to remove curse on these gentlemen?
Yes.
Explain
I want
to
to
me
remove
why
the curse.
again?
Because the moment this ring was stolen while they were bringing it up to the surface is wiped from their memories. The thief has wiped their memories. And if we know who stole them, well, that brings us one step closer all the way to the end. And I think it will bring us all the way to the end of this line.
And Bara, one of the ones who had their memory wiped, says, yeah, Headmaster, what he's saying is true. Like, we can't remember, and we thought it was just a head knock, but, you know, both of us, me and Idris, both lost our memory, so we were kind of concerned about that. And look, if I don't mean to speak out of turn, Headmaster, but we're kind of annoyed by this. You know, memories, as I explained to these people, is who we are. You know, who are we apart from the sum of our memories? And it's quite upsetting that this has been removed. Most off-putting. Thespian, be a persuasion check at advantage.
Roll high for once this day. Hey!
Idris and Bar, come here if you'd be so kind. And he goes through the ritual. He seems to know the spell himself, being a quite powerful magic user. And he casts it and concentrates, and see his hands kind of moving across the surface of the head and kind of extracting things and moving things around, shuffling around. Well, the curse, if that is what it is, has been lifted. And they say, "Oh, yeah, that worked. Yeah, so we were coming out of Cael Morrow down below in some of the storage areas there when Professor Whist, he took us through a wrong turn, claiming he wanted to get something. And that point, that's where we were accosted by this armed ruffian. I don't know who the ruffian was. It wasn't Professor Whist, but he led us down into this dark area down below. That is the point in which this was done." The headmaster raises his eyes, and he casts another spell. He says, "Look, you two, you are making a very serious accusation. I'm going to cast a spell. And almost this dome-like structure rises up all around you. And he says, within this zone, you're going to be required to tell the truth. I will know. You won't have a choice, in fact. You must simply tell the truth." He's enclosed all of you guys in that dome as well. If you like to avoid the effects of this spell, make a wisdom saving throw. Otherwise, you'll be compelled to tell the truth. That's up to you. You can fail it if you like.
Caspian feels it. But you can remain silent, right?
All right. All right. Let's start with you two. Anbara Idris. Is what you're telling me is true? Is a very serious accusation. I mean, I'd hate to think this of Professor West, but if he did lead you down an alleyway, had you knocked out, he did not tell us that. Somebody's memory has been erased, and all roads are leading to Professor West. Is what you told me the entire truth? I said, yeah, Headmaster. He let us down. At that point, we were knocked out, and I don't know of any records of him saying that anywhere. Focus turns back to you, Caspian. Caspian, tell me everything you know. Tell me what you suspect Professor Wist of, and I will know if you are lying.
What I know for certain is that this afternoon when we spoke to him about the ring and the attack on the Life Dome, that he was acting hurt and for the fact that we distrusted him, while in fact he was concerned about us getting to the truth. And I know this for certain because I was detecting the surface thoughts while we had this conversation. I also know for certain that he has traces of ruidium poison on his fingers that match the ring that I'm holding right here.
Well, I think we
Those
need
are
one more person in this conversation. And it calls to one of his assistants. Fetch Professor Mist for me, please. I'm going to change our focus just for a second. We go outside. Bog, Aldous, what are you two doing as you're waiting outside?
Let's see. I imagine just like looking around, and probably at one point had asked him, "So, Holdus, what brings you to Ankarel? Are you from here?"
No, I'm not from here. I'm not really from anywhere anymore. I don't know. I got myself a bit of work. I did a bit of guarding to get across here, and I've sort of landed here really. And I'm just going around doing the odd job for folk. Decide what I'm gonna do. So you know how it is. You just wander, don't you?
No, yeah, I've spent decades wandering around Wildemount and then on the oceans, and been wandering a bit lately with this crew as well. So I understand. I understand that life.
Well, it seems like a decent group you've got.
Yeah, it has. We've had a few come and go, but we've come from quite a ways away, and if you stick around, you'll learn trouble and other events and opportunities to be of good use to others. They seem to present themselves to us. So, but luckily today's been a very well, this afternoon at least has been a rather uneventful day since we were ambushed earlier. But other than that, it's nice to have a nice little break, and nice just to sit out here and not have to deal with anything, and then just people watch until something might happen.
Speaking of people watching, can both of you please make me a perception check?
Sure.
Come on.
18 and 17. You notice, you don't, well, I guess Holdus couldn't technically have made this, but Bog, you notice it regardless. You notice Professor Wist leaving rather hurriedly. Chateau.
And like, I mean, I'll turn over to Holdus and go, hey, you see that guy right there? Does he look a little suspicious to you at the moment?
You mean the guy who's trying to look like he's not running when he's kind of walking really quick? That fella?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
I
think so.
And I'm gonna say, yeah, he can't be getting too far right now. How far away is he right now, Malcolm?
30 feet, something like that.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Polymorph on him.
Okay. I know this
And
doesn't
I'll
look like
turn
him.
him. Let's see. I'll turn him into a normal, not a giant or a tortoise, but just a normal, simple little turtle.
Okay, make me. Or what does he need to make? What's a save?
Okay, so this. How do I do this? Display in virtual tabletop.
Good.
It's going to be a 16 Wisdom save. He has no effect on a shape changer or creature with 0 hit points if that applies.
He's not a shape changer. And wisdom, you said DC 16. Okay.
Yep.
Oop. Okay, just a second. Oh, quite a big one, but there he is. Normal looking turtle.
Oh, okay. So he didn't make it. Let me
No,
zoom in here.
He rolled a 5. It's actually a natural 1 on my half. He has +4 modifier, so.
Okay. Great. Yeah, I'll just I'll kind of put out my hand and be like, yeah, he can't be getting away. And I'll just go right up to him. I'll kind of jog over to where he is now and pick him up carefully, kind of on the back, so his little turtle mouth or beak, whatever this little turtle looks like, doesn't try to snap back at me. And I'll just motion Holdus to follow and just walk back into the foyer at in the Crystal Chateau and see if I can get my bearings on what's going on in there.
You don't see your party anywhere. But you make some quick inquiries, and they're up in the headmaster's office. So I assume that's where you hear Head with his turtle in hand.
Well, I'll hold him here, kind of waiting. Actually, yeah, I'll walk up there because I was gonna say, like, unless I heard like people hollering for like hey, where's Professor Whist or something, I would probably wait. But since I don't have an unlimited amount of time on this, I'll probably go up, and the plan is to whatever door they direct me to, just kind of knock gently and poke in and see if I could speak to one of them real quick.
The door's wide open to Professor Headmaster Grizz's office, and you see your party members there. You see the two junior members of the Allegiance kind of talking this, and a guard comes in and says, "Look, I hate to tell you this, Headmaster Grizz, but Professor Whist is missing. We cannot find him anywhere. All right, I want the hands of Ord summoned. We're doing a citywide search for Professor Whist. Okay, everybody, go find him."
When I says that, I'll kind of like sheepishly raise my hand and kind of motion to the guard too, and be like, actually, I know where he is. If that's okay, Headmaster. Guard,
course.
can you stay here for a moment? And then I think Caspian in the past has done hold person, right, Caspian?
No, I've done hideous laughter, but
I
not
thought with
person.
who was I with? I swear it was you when Irvin tried to steal the jewel. We cast.
Oh
One
yeah,
of us.
but yeah, I don't have it anymore though.
Okay. So I'll just say, yeah, I know where he is, and I can bring him here quickly.
Oh, do
Perhaps
it.
we just need to be ready. Perhaps we just need to be ready in case he decides to bolt, and then I'll just kind of pull the turtle out from behind, and I'll say, I actually saw him trying to sneak out rather quickly, and I'll put him on the ground, and then I'll just drop my concentration on Polymorph so he comes back.
Professor Whist pops up. He is fully inside the zone of truth. And so, like, how dare you? You know the restrictions on casting magic here? How dare you polymorph me into a lowly turtle? Headmaster, have these people arrested at once. And the headmaster says, did you lead these men down a darkened place of the Cael Morrow so they could be assaulted by some thugs? And he opens his mouth and he goes to talk and he says nothing. You, my good sir, breaks me to say this, but I'm going to be calling for the hands of Ord. You're going to be under arrest for the attempting framing of Prolux Yusuf, misuse of Ruidium funds, Ruidium items, and generally being an asshole. And with that, some hands are all undercover come in there. Instantly put him in handcuffs. There's some type of anti-magical device put on him as well so he can't cast spells. And he looks around at all and says, damn you all to hell, you don't know what you're messing with. I suggest you stay the hell out of Cael Morrow.
Oh, really nice move, Paul.
Well, kind of, nod to her and point to my back and be like, oh, turtle's on the mind, so pretty easy.
One day you're gonna tell me what is it about you and turtles?
If nothing else, they're slow, so this worked to keep him close. Does
You calling me slow?
Well, you're a turtle, not a turtle, so.
But yeah, okay.
What does the professor do? I mean, is he just kind of like gaping like a fish right now, just waiting?
He's yelling at you. He's calling you idiots. And how dare you? He's really angry at you. How dare you? You don't know the forces that you're messing with. You need to use your goddamn head and stay out of Cael Morrow. Whatever's down there, you should stay the hell away. And it glares at all of you.
Headmaster, we feel like we're being guided on a path, a divine path, and meant to help someone, perhaps more than one person, and evidently the professor here and those he's working with seeks to prevent us from doing so. Could you and we together maybe, I don't know, any way to interrogate him to learn more about what they're doing? Because we
Oh,
have
well,
intentions of going to Cael Morrow in the future, and we'd like to be prepared for anything that might meet us there.
well, leave the interrogation of the professor to us. We have our magical abilities and we'll find out exactly what he is. But it seems we need to add counter-espionage to your list of accomplishments. And I believe you had an interest yourself in heading into Cael Morrow, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Oh, that is a good thing too. It will take me the rest of the evening to prepare the suitable paperwork to get you access to Cael Morrow. But there is trouble in Cael Morrow. As you know, we have arrangements, shall we say, with the Cobalt Soul. We're not we have different ideologies, but we still work together. There is a third group who is very interested in what's happening in Cael Morrow, and you might have heard of them as the Consortium of the Million Dream. And we believe that they have infiltrated our excavation site in Cael Morrow. We think, we don't know who, but we think there is a double agent in the archaeological team. And we presume that the spy is helping the consortium find and smuggle ruidium out of it. So if you can help us with that mission, we can most definitely give you access to Cael Morrow. I think that is more than fair.
So find the spy before we go to Cael Morrow?
No, the spy is probably in Cael Morrow, at our excavation site in Cael Morrow. Do you have an interest going there? Great. We have interest in someone like yourselves finding and removing the spy from the excavation site under Cael Morrow.
That would be great. And Headmaster, not to be crass or crude here, but we are, like I said, on a divine path, and frankly, divine paths tend not to pay very well. There might be some things we need in terms of spell components and whatnot to aid our travels, and if we run into any trouble, do you maybe have some diamonds or rings or whatnot that are used as spell components we might have access to?
Make a persuasion check, Mr. Bog.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. Let's see, I will let's see, verbal, somatic. Yeah, I'll just do a normal persuasion. Come on, Bog.
Oh! Well, yes, we do. And in fact, you have saved us much problem. Exposing someone as the professor is indeed a worthy accomplishment. So not only...
Okay, I found this on the web indeed.
Not only will I give you 300 gold piece diamond, but here's 50 platinum pieces as well for your troubles.
Platinum?
Very quickly before Edward takes it away.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was worth following you lot. Brilliant.
So, report back to me in the morning. I will have the paperwork ready for you, and then you will have access to Cael Morrow.
Thank you. This means a lot.
And here, of course, is the ruidium ring.
Oh yes, thank you very much. Well, I guess I will see you all in the morning.
We're
I
looking forward to it.
believe so.
Okay. Do you leave the Crystal Chesto? I assume you head to some type of tavern for the evening. Is there anything you wish to discuss, do, or anything? Otherwise, we can just fast forward to the morning.
Well, at the very least, whoever we trust to maybe be our gold person, but that's 550 platinum is 500 gold, right?
That's correct.
So that's 71 gold each, split 7 ways. And then there's like a little left over, but I haven't done the math on that yet.
If you type this into Roll20, by the way, it will do the maths for you.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, just type it in. Okay.
Yeah, my useful tip for the day.
So there's 3 gold left over. So why don't we... Let's just give it to Thalanel, because she's going to need How much are your rings you need? This is 50 gold rings.
Mm-hmm. No, are you with
Oh,
us?
it would help if I actually had my mic unmuted. But yeah, the rings. I think it's 50.
It is.
Yeah. So I mean that would be 71 for all of us, and then 74 for Thalanil. I mean, it's not much in terms of an extra 3, but we finally have some money at least.
And if you want to buy those rings, now that you have the money, Thalanor, you can assume that you find somewhere and have bought the two rings. I think they're platinum rings, but they're worth 50 gold pieces.
A pair of platinum rings worth at least 50 gold each.
Oh, so you need 100 gold?
Yes.
Happy to give you some.
Yeah. We'll benefit from it.
Yeah. Talanil, I can give you 50 gold pieces if you want.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries.
You go, and you now have
Also,
the
do you
platinum
think
rings.
it's worth finding some potions or maybe potions for water breathing or healing?
Oh, the
I still got
professor.
one.
Sorry, I forgot to mention this. The professor gives you each a potion of water breathing.
Okay.
You have
I
that.
already have one, so that means I've got 2.
You do? Yep.
Nice.
I have the spell too, just a heads up.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can breathe underwater for an hour.
Cool.
Okay. Which is what the water breathing gives you. An hour of water breathing.
Yeah, it's the same.
Well, the water breathing spell I think does 8 hours.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
No, 24 hours.
Ooh, even better.
So
It's a ritual spell, right?
yeah, I could ritual cast it too. So,
Yeah, so just prepare it and we're good for the day.
but like if we get separated, everyone should keep their water breathing potions.
That's true. Oh boy.
And I guess our new friend is tagging along.
Yeah, he just made an easy 70 gold. He's not gonna leave now.
I'm not letting you lot out of my sight, that's for sure. If gold falls on you like it has done today, I am going to be a rich dwarf.
Well, it actually doesn't, but
Ah, well, you're in luck. I shall make you all rich. Well, not dwarves, but rich.
You can all assume yourself to be long rested, by the way. Nothing's going to
Yes,
attack you
thank
this
you.
evening, so click on that beautiful long rest button and spell slots back, hit points back, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I needed that.
Yeah, it's getting low as well.
Malcolm, do you have any idea, like in D&D Beyond, for it doesn't look like there's just like 300 gold diamond. I guess I'll just add diamond.
Sure.
It says it's 5,000, but maybe I can edit that.
Okay, but what are we gonna do
Talking
with the gold?
about the track spell components.
Yeah,
I just write it down in other possessions.
other possessions. Oh yeah, okay. That works too.
I'm
Cool,
glad it's
sorry.
easy just
Okay.
to type it in.
Well, we have one of. Does anyone else have Revivify? Do you, Thalanil?
I do not, because Revivify is a 3rd level spell. I don't have access to those yet.
Okay. I'll always keep it. So like worst case scenario.
And I already have a Thule summon, so in the morning I'm going to pray for my spells, and I'm swapping out Find Steed and picking up Aid.
Okay. And by the way, speaking of diamonds and raising people up, I follow basically the same method that Matt Mercer does on Critical Role. And how that will work is when you cast the spell, there is basically a 50-50 chance that it'll work or not. So the DC will be set at 10, which will just be a straight roll on the dice. You, however, will get 3 chances to try and to reduce that difficulty class. Like, for instance, you might say a Bog dies. Bog, you must come back. We need your aid. And you try and persuade the spirit of Bog to come back on him. Maybe some people are angry and start slapping Bog. We're like, how dare you die? Come back, you son of a bitch. And then you might make an intimidation check to bring him back. Or you might do something like surround Bog with flowers and fresh fruit and things like that, because he's a man of nature, and maybe the nature would get back. So that could be a persuasion roll, intimidation roll, nature roll. It's up to you to kind of roleplay how you would encourage Bog to come back. And every successful one, which is set at a DC 10 as well, will lower that DC by 2. So if you successfully persuade Bog to come back, it goes down to 8. If you intimidate Bog to come back, it comes down to 6. And if you use nature to bring it back, it comes down to 4. So playing it right and the rolls go well, it's almost certainly that Bog will come back. And if you do it right, DC 4 is a pretty good chance he's going to come back. However, if Bog gets raised again and he dies again, the difficulty class will then start at 12. And your intimidation checks, whatever, will have DC set at 12, and so on. So that's how we're going to do that.
Nice.
Beavers.
Well, I know that's just an example, but the reality is right now, if Bog goes down, Bog is dead, because Bog is the only one who can revivify. So
Yeah, bad example, but yeah.
Bog will be, just flying around as a snake or an octopus. So hopefully he doesn't die. So cool.
See, I can 6 allies.
How nice of the headmaster to essentially just urgently interrogate him and let us come back in the morning. It'll be good.
Oh, that's 3 allies. So, who wants some extra hit points? 2, 3.
Well, frankly, I can wild shape twice every hour. Just I need a short rest, and so I feel like hit points kind of might be a waste on me, typically.
Usually I can keep my distance from foes and still cause some nice damage and support, but I'm pretty low on hit points. But I would rather everyone else of close combat speaks first.
Yeah, Caspian is kind of okay in the distance as well.
The 10 hit points, I can hit everybody except one.
I mean, I think you, Holdis, judging from the plate armor, but you, Holdis, and Edward are probably going to be the 3 up in the thick of things.
I
Yeah,
think
Holdis
think
definitely
Edward
will
as
be.
well. I think
We know
probably
Edward will.
Edward too, because he seems to be jumping into conflict the most.
Edward is gone away on an urgent mission. There's some family business. So until the player comes back, Edward will not be with the party.
Okay.
So 1, 2.
Bruno comes back here. No, Edward will be up to something.
In that case, I'll be able to give everybody a rousing speech in the morning. Give everybody 12 temporary hit points.
Nice.
And
Thank
then
you.
for myself, Holdis, and Aku, maybe? Or max hit points?
With us, Daku? Okay. Are you casting Aid on Ember?
Here, I'll cast a spell real quick just so I can consume the spot. Actually, I can cast Aid twice. And that'll hit 6 people. 3, 4.
Right. So everybody gets
6.
12 temporary hit points, plus your maximum hit points increases by 5. Temporarily, of course. Okay,
Oh, that's great. Thanks.
this is great.
Could make everybody a bit more durable today.
Nice. Okay. And just as a thing, I can cast Summon Aberration now, but then I do need a very costly spell component. That is the one-time buy. It is a fun spell, but it costs 300 gold pieces, I believe. So I'm not sure how we want to spend gold.
300. I mean, technically, if Edward's not with us, we should just spend all of his money. No, I was gonna say we would keep his 70. We would keep his out of it, but whatever. Well, I don't know. Whatever 300 divided by. Well, technically, for spell components, if we're gonna do that. Thalanil. Did you have enough Thalanil to buy your rings?
Yes.
We got 70 platinum, right, each?
70 gold. You got 73
So,
gold.
yeah, using my 70, I would just need 30 from everybody else.
Kemet gave you 50.
Gave you 50. Yeah.
Oh, then, yeah, that'd be plenty.
Yeah, so there's 6 of us, right? So if you need 300, that's another 50 each if people have it.
I sadly
Let's
don't.
see.
So let's do. I mean, it's
70.
really nuts. Thalanil probably doesn't have money. Kamek doesn't have money. So it's really divided by 4. 300 divided by 4. Yeah,
I
I
still
mean, if-
had
40.
I still had about 50 gold pieces or 30 gold pieces. Well,
I should have 20 left if I put up 50 and then Kemet put up 50 for the rings.
I mean, we might need to. I don't think we have enough, honestly, because we would
No.
need to. We would need to do at least like 75 each, not including.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Then I just have to
What is
figure
the spell
something else.
component?
A platinum inlaid vial with a pickled tentacle and an eyeball.
Oh, it's very specific.
Nice.
Mhm.
If we get just the vial itself, we might be able to get the tentacle and eyeball separately for a cheaper
Yeah, but
price.
that.
It's still just. It all costs the same still.
Yeah.
But
I
We
think it's the.
acquire it in any other way. Do we know where these things are stocked? We could liberate, maybe.
because I think technically if we pulled all of it together we could, but then I just think we'll have 0 money left.
Yeah.
Don't we only need 300 gold to buy your diamond?
No, he gave that. He gave that.
Okay.
But I mean, if we did this and he gave us that, maybe after we find the spy, we can ask for more. Like, you know, it's a business expense. You know, we're not. It's not for pleasure. Do you think you can wait, Caspian, until we maybe see what's going on at the site?
Yeah, I just think that when we get into the site, there's not much chance of us buying this stuff again. But I can also just swap out as well.
No, you're right though.
So so I've got 40. Talanila's got 20. And everyone else can put 70. But we can't consider Edward, and I cannot speak for our new friend.
Well, if you two do 60, then that's 48 each for the rest of us. Oh, but Edward's not here. I keep counting Edward. Sorry.
And I only have 20.
Yeah, so 60 between you and Kemek. 240 amongst four people. Me, Caspian. Yeah, so it would have to be at least 60 each.
Yeah, I got 30 left from old gold. Plus the 70, so I've got just over 100.
And we've
No,
got
right?
enough.
This is the best part of D&D live streams.
Mhm.
Watch us try to account our gold.
I mean, can me? I think Daku. We might have to wait regardless if Daku's not with us, and also, I don't know if Holdus is going to want to turn around and spend the money. I know
Easy come, easy go. So I think he didn't have it 10 minutes ago. So if it's going to lead to more, he's happy to invest.
Daku, are you with us?
Say no now if you don't want to.
If he I think we can assume when he comes back, if he's cool with the 60, then there's enough to go look for that thing.
Yeah, look, if it's for the good of the party, of course. Daku's more than happy to chip in. Is Malcolm a terrible
All right.
Daku impression? So I assume Daku chips in.
Well, we've got enough even without Daku, right? Because Caspian has got 100. Me and Talanil have got 60. If Bog and Holders put 70 each, you get to 300.
Yeah, I was just thinking in terms of like having at least someone have everyone have some money, because then that would put 3 of you guys. But we'll share it all. Yeah, let's just. I mean, let's do it. I'll give whatever the math you just said.
70 each. 70 Bog and Holders. I will put 40.
Val knows 20.
Put in
Talanil
my
puts
20.
The
And
chemic was how
Caspian, you
much?
said you had 100?
Caspian 100.
And I'm taking a note of all of this. How much were you putting in chemic?
40.
Yeah.
That's what I have at the moment.
And then 70 for me, 70 for Holdus,
Yep, we got that.
Salanil is 20.
and then 100 for Caspian.
70, 100. Yeah, that's it. So if your pace, Bog 70, Holdus 70, chemic, Caspian, you see what it is. If you take that off, then you can get your spell component, Caspian.
Yay.
Imagine all of us just in the middle of the shop, just like trying to pool our gold coins together. Just like
And then-
counting our pennies.
Yeah, there's
And
always
then
that one
Daku.
guy with a pack of copper pieces.
Daku will just.
Edward.
Daku's that friend who forgot his wallet, so he'll just owe us.
All right.
We're just like at the shop, just at the counter, just putting them on the counter one at a time. 1, 2.
And there's someone with electrum pieces as well, just to make it confusing.
Yeah. It's all it's all the wrong currency even. So I know.
Oh,
gold
no,
is
probably-
gold,
Alinel's probably the one with electrum pieces because she probably got in on a world where electrum's a more common currency.
but, okay. Off to off to the headmaster.
But I do think Caspian will, once he has everything, summon the thing that he wants to summon. And it is just some horrible flying eyeball that's just floating around him now.
I think it only lasts for an hour or two, just so you know.
Yeah, it lasts for an hour, but I assume this is all in the evening.
Sure, can be.
So that he does before he goes to bed.
I thought this was in the morning because I had to swap out my spell in order to get those things going in the morning for us.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Somebody does it in the evening and has fun with his new eyeball friend, and you cast your aid and all those other bits and pieces you solved with temporary hit points. So yeah. Okay.
So then we wake up aided and we can go.
Yes. So just for expediency, let's say you go to the headmaster. You collect suitable paperwork to get into Cael Morrow. He issues you all with a potion of water breathing, even to those who could maybe hold their breath for a long time, like Kemek. So you all assume you have a potion of water breathing. And you head to Cael Morrow. You show your paperwork to the person who is responsible for these things, and he leads you down into the depths of Cael Morrow.
Wait, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Could we also fast forward and spark notes? I mean, if the headmaster had found anything out from Whist, if we would have.
He will tell you that what he found out, that he was in fact a double agent. He was working for the Sentinels of Memory, and he was doing everything he could to get the Cael Morrow closed down. It was kind of a long-term play. It wasn't going to happen overnight, but he was planning to do gradual sabotage and discredit the allegiance of Warsight as a whole, so their influence would wane and gradually convince people Cael Morrow gets shut down. But he was a double agent, and it was a very long play. That's what he was doing.
Cool.
So.
All right. Sorry to interrupt.
No. Good question. So, you head down Cael Morrow, and once you're shown the paperwork, you start winding down the staircase, and you descend this spiral staircase for what seems like hundreds of feet. Windows in the nearby wall offer glimpses of a sunken city below Untitled. A magical light illuminates several of its ruins, but most of the city is hidden from view. At the bottom of the staircase, which staircase? This staircase, guys. Right here. At the bottom of the staircase is a plain, windowless room containing boxes of archaeological tools and crates marked with the emblems of the Allegiance of Warsight. Not far away is a passageway that leads to a stone door also marked with the badge of the Allegiance of Warsight. Leaning against the wall next to the door is an orc wearing the badge of the Allegiance of Warsight. He doesn't seem to have noticed you. What do you do?
Hello, sir.
Oh, sir. Sorry. Didn't see you there. Oh, yes. What can I help you with?
We're here to get access to the dig site.
I need to see your paperwork, of course.
Oh, yes, of course. Right here. And she'll show him the papers as well as her Allegiance of Warsight badge.
Of course. Just head through that door over there and look for Professor Insight Akir. If you have any business, he'd be the best person to talk to. So Professor, we just call him Insight for short. So Professor Insight. Yes, please go in.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ah, a map. How helpful and not ominous.
Okay, so you
It definitely doesn't mean there's combat.
So you open the door, I assume. And what is interesting is it's almost like it's a shimmering pathway, and it's almost like a tube, and you can see outside of the tube. You move into this area, you can see outside into Cael Morrow itself and the sunken city. Everybody, please roll me a d20. D20 from every. Oh, it looks like it's going to be Holdus. Holdus, can you further please roll me a D10?
Uh-oh.
8. Okay, and can you also make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
I can do that.
Okay. So as you kind of crush this threshold here, Holdus, into this weird tube-type structure that's keeping the water at bay, you hear a voice in your head. And it says, "They were right! I bring nothing but despair!" And it kind of shakes you for a little bit, but you manage to throw it off. That's what you heard in your head. You can share that or not, but that was what you hear in your head.
Did anybody else hear that?
Yeah, what?
What?
The voice. You're joking,
Didn't hear
yeah?
anything. No, I didn't hear
I
it.
don't think anyone
What did he
said
say?
anything.
Oh, this place is
I'm
weird.
just fixating on the view here.
Well, I just heard something saying about bringing nothing but despair. That always that bodes well, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. If you didn't hear anything, then maybe I'm just imagining stuff.
This is the place for my visions. It's not a great place right now.
Right.
Malcolm, what do like? I'm curious. As we walk in, is it like super well lit, and we just see this huge place, and the water's clear, or is it dark and the water's dark, and we just like can hear the water around us?
Yes, you can. I'll read this. So this corridor is framed by shimmering blue light. This airtight tunnel ends before a door set into the wall of a submerged building. Above the doorway is a small stone cube inscribed with glowing blue symbols. Standing in front of the door are two guards, a human and a halfling, wearing Allegiance of all sides apparel and badges. Verdant patches of kelp grow just outside the tunnel's shimmering wall, and colourful fish flit between the swaying strands. So this weird blue tunnel you can see through, you can see outside into the water, and you see fish and anything else you can see from their point of view. The halfling comes up and says, "Excuse me, who are you? This area is strictly reserved for people bearing suitable paperwork from the Allegiance of all sight. If you do not have it, then there will be trouble."
Yes, we're with the Allegiance of all sight. We're looking for Professor Insight.
May I see your paperwork, miss?
Of course, right here.
She looks over it. Is all right. First time here, I assume.
Yes.
Look, I don't know what you larrikins are doing down there, but this paperwork is sufficient. But let me just explain one thing to you. And she points to the small stone cube above this doorway. So you'll see small cubes like this amongst our archaeological dig site down here. Do not touch them. They're the only thing that's keeping the water at bay. So if you see a little crystal above a doorway, leave it the hell enough alone. I don't care if you're throwing down arms with someone, if you're upset, if you're the type who throw books, but please do not disturb the crystals. The whole place will flood. Do I make myself clear?
Perfectly.
Perfectly.
All right. Well, don't touch the crystals. You'll be fine. And with that, the halfling steps aside, opens the door. After you.
I'm going to would everyone have waited for me, or would you guys leave me behind as I stay on the floor casting this? Or would it have been 10 minutes?
It's 10 minutes.
All right.
You're fine.
So everyone has the ability to breathe underwater for 24 hours.
Can everybody please roll me a d20 again? Oh, Hodis! Oh, there you go.
Kidding.
I'm gonna say it's
Wow.
Bog because that would be more interesting. Bog, can you roll me a d10, please?
D10, huh?
Okay. 3. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please? 18.
Also get a +5 to that, by the way.
Oh, so that would be 23.
+5 because Thalanor has your protection aura now. Okay, so I'm going to give you this because it's so easy to forget that. So anybody who's standing in this yellow circle will get a bonus to their saving throw as Thalanor's holy aura surrounds you. Bog!
In addition to that, anybody who's standing in that aura, if you take damage, I can take it for you instead.
I'm going to whisper this to you, Bog. Oops. I type. Start again. That's what you hear in your head. Okay.
Just like a whispering kind of thing. Does it? I mean, does it sound like Betrayer's Rise type whispers?
Distinct from those whispers you heard when you were entering into Betrayer's Rise, like those were kind of like bark, 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 like echoes and repeating and repeating. This is a very clear phrase in your head. It's almost like a shout.
Yeah, like look around and. I mean, Holdus already said like he heard voices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I'll just kind of like look around and realize it was in my head, and then just kind of mutter like, "Ugh, these voices." I'm just gonna continue on.
You heard them too?
Well, I guess just voice.
You're hearing things now too, Bog?
Yeah, I mean, kind of used to it from the Betrayer's Rise, and now here it seems to be a theme. I think we should stay on our guard, but whoever this voice is, it's someone talking about their power not being enough. They sound despondent. I wonder if that's... I was going to say Elixium, but I probably wouldn't say that out loud if there's other people around here, but yeah, I wonder. I wonder who it is. then yeah.
So this room that you entered, this storage, it looks like a storage building, and it has 3 floors connected by a spiral staircase. And the somebody help me, archaeologists, there we go.
Archaeologist.
The archaeologists are using the shelf space to store journals, recovered relics, and excavation equipment. Windows warded by barriers of shimmering blue light offer views of the underwater cavern outside the structure. 3 individuals wearing allegiance of Orside garb and badges. A tiefling, a Goliath, and a Kinku bustle about their space, engrossed in their work. And I have thing to share, some artwork. This person here seems to be the person in charge. And she says, "Oh, hello. Are you the person that the headmaster sent?"
We are.
Well, you've arrived.
Are you Insight, I presume?
Yes, Professor Insight occur. You can just call me Insight, that if you like. You've arrived a little bit earlier than expected, but you are welcome here nevertheless. I'm very happy to see you. In case it's not obvious, I'm the primary archivist of the Cael Morrow archaeological project. And I basically put my life on hold to ensure that it's a success. Now, if you have any questions for me, please let me know.
And Malcolm, can you remind us real quick, the thinking by the headmaster was that one of the other groups had infiltrated as a spy into the Allegiance's excavation site here?
That's correct.
Okay.
How long have you worked here?
Oh, a good couple of years now. It's been a long haul. I mean, this is fascinating. I mean, I see some of you are wearing the robes of the Allegiance. I mean, this is just truly fascinating. I mean, the stuff we've brought out of here, shields and red, and we've got a few sample of the wildlife out there. That is truly fascinating. I heard you talking to Naji out there. Please do not touch the keystones in locations like this. Otherwise, this place will be flooded by water. So please just be careful. Now, what is... I know the suspicions that the headmaster has, that there is a double agent working. I quite frankly think he's got his head screwed on backwards. Everybody here seems loyal and doing a good job, so I think you've sent on a bit of a fool's errand. But the research must continue. I don't know if you can help us with this at all, but maybe once you've not discovered the double agent. But there's a temple right in the center of Cael Morrow. You might be able to get a glimpse of it through one of the passageways. But there's a temple to Coralon the Archheart. And, you know...
The Temple of Coralon here?
Yeah.
She just gets super excited about it.
What, you have some connection with Coralon?
Of course, we all do. And she'll show her holy symbol, which is the symbol of the Archheart.
Well, I'd take issue with it. We all do, but if you do, maybe you're just the person we're looking for. So inside, underwater, is the Temple of the Coralon of the Archheart. And we've tried... It seems to almost have its own way of holding back the water. And try as we might, again and again and again, we have not been able to breach the temple's ward. We just can't get in there. And when we've gone down there, we've said prayers to the Archheart, we've offered sacrifices. Nothing. I don't know if you, young miss, will have any additional ways, but damned if we can get in there.
If there's... well, there should be other people left down here, that's what I know. I'm sure there's plenty others that also need our help.
Oh, you're here to help, I
There's
assume
supposed to
that's what you
be...
do. Yes?
There's supposed to be many elves down here that were suffering.
Yes, I'm almost hesitant to tell you this, but there are several, shall we say, corpses of elves down there. Just the bones remain, but we can tell by the more light frames of the elves and their lighter bones that they are indeed elves. There are perhaps hundreds of dead elves down there.
See, so things truly were dire down here.
Yes. We're still digging into reasons for that, but I think things are difficult at the moment.
If you don't mind, after business with the potential infiltrator, if you don't mind if I could stay down here a bit longer and try to help out where I can with them.
Of course, no problem. Well, our services are here. As you said, we've got a whole lot of archival footage here. I'm not sure if you want to peruse it. If you want some information about people here, happy to help.
What do you guys think?
Well, I'll turn over to Insight, is that her first name? And ask her, or the professor, and say, do you all bunk down here? Do you stay here for long periods of time, or do you leave at the end of every day?
Look, I'm almost embarrassed to say, but we're very committed to the archaeological dig site. I mean, prior to this, I was digging for rock fragments in the desert with a little brush. And this is a treasure trove of simply fascinating thing. Even putting the archaeology aside, the history of this place is fascinating. And we're quite dedicated to it, so more often than not, you'll find us asleep in a corner somewhere. And this is the most fascinating thing I've ever seen in my life, and I imagine for several generations. I'm honored just to be here, and I don't want to leave. So myself, my Kinku friend over there, Scribble, and Zot over here as well. We basically sleep here.
I mean, who was the one of the three? It was a Kenku. You said Goliath? Is that right? I'm looking.
Yeah,
for
Goliath. Yep.
And then was there another person? Another tiefling?
You saw in
Or
this
is the-
room the
is-
Tiefling, the Kinku, and the Goliath.
Okay, so the professor is a tiefling in that
Yep.
text.
Yep.
Okay, so all three of them are staying down there. Well, I'll turn to Thalanil and I'll say, I think if, I mean, sounds like there's something to discover about your people down here, and we have, I think, other reasons that we should definitely make the most of our time here. So, yeah, I vote to stay and continue to explore and to stay.
Are we welcome to take a short rest in here as well, near you guys? I asked this question to the people that work here, the archaeologists.
Yeah. From personal experience, though, I guarantee you it's not very comfortable, but yeah. You're more than welcome. I mean, there's some more kind of ruined structures up there if you want something a bit more roomier. I mean, this is we store the archaeological stuff. But you can rest down here, sure.
Any activities of late that would need more attention that comes to your mind? Any particular place that you would recommend us going?
Well, the further south you go to the structure, you'll find like it almost looked like it was a royal library at some point. All the stuff is basically ruined. But my friend why do they make the names so difficult to pronounce? Here we go. How do you pronounce that?
Cheese.
Galiocarda?
Oh, there we go. Since you said it at the same time. Yeah, you find Galio Kedra there. She's another member of the excavation team. I haven't heard from her for a few days, to be honest, but I'm not worried about her. I mean, she literally has a Goliath, a construct type thing with her. Awesome Crescent. She's down there somewhere. I think you'll find her in the Royal Library. And I haven't really, as I said, been concerned about it. She's got a literal shield guardian protecting her. Yeah, you'll find her there. Maybe you could ask her more questions. Anyway, once you get past the Royal Library, you're out into the open water after that. If you want to go exploring, hold your breath, go for a swim. You're more than welcome to, but I wouldn't recommend it. There's all sorts of strange creatures down there. Just the other day, actually, we had someone from the Cobalt Soul came down here. And we saw it unfold through here. There was... It's almost like a giant squid. And it was just floating there, moving very slowly. And this poor little halfling it was, from memory, these tentacles shot out a good 50, 60 feet, grabbed him, and the little halfling thrashed and thrashed, tried to get away. But almost like this thing was fishing. Gradually pulled this halfling in and in and in until devouring it. So if you want to go swimming, I'm not going to stop you, but I would not recommend it.
That sounds like a terrible destiny. I wonder, this is a bit out of character, would a lot of creatures around here speak Aquan? Will it be my first opportunity to speak Aquan?
Well, you know, Aquan is a... you would know things like water elementals would speak Aquan. Don't know. By striking up a conversation with a giant tentacle fish as it devours your brain, you could strike up the conversation at that point if you like him.
I'm up for a challenge. Yeah, but
Talk to it as it's eating you.
Yes. Kemek turns to Bog and Talanil and says, "Yeah, I mean, I'm okay to help you discover more of your people, Talanil, and I'm happy to go to the open water as well. Just want to advance this research on Viridium, really."
It's a long shot of anybody down here. After all, it would have been maybe 1,000 years, 800 years.
Well, sounds like we have a lot we can do down here.
At the very least, I can try to help their souls find peace and make their way back to Arlon. It can be reborn.
I'll turn to the professor and say, have you tried to dispel magic on the wards from the doors you can't get into?
Yeah, for the Temple of Carlon, the Archart, we've tried to spell magic, remove curses, sacrifices to Carlon, prayers to Carlon. Nothing.
Well, where should we start? Should we go look at the door?
Which the door would that be?
The
temple?
door to the temple?
Oh, the temple is underwater. You're going to have to swim to get to the temple.
And then if we weren't to go to the temple, and if we wanted to just go further into Cael Morrow somewhere else, where would we go to just explore more?
Well, just follow your nose down these corridors. You can't really go wrong. And eventually, as I said, you'll get to the royal, the hall,
library.
Yeah, the library, the hall of the library, and that's where kind of our wards end. There are doors there that you can open that will take you into the underwater sections, and these are warded, of course, so you can open the doors safely. There'll be a shimmering blue light, much like the passageway you just entered here. And if you step through that, you'll be underwater. I suggest holding your breath, and it's quite cold down there too.
Keep that in mind. Thank you.
No problem.
So shall we go to the library?
I think my vote would be to start it out kind of easy, perhaps, and if they've already cleared and protected some spots, wouldn't hurt to check that out.
And grabbing some more information as well would be nice, maybe.
In terms of Elixian, we were just given a vision of the ruins, right?
You noticed he was underwater.
Okay, so we didn't see like an underwater city. We just knew he was underwater.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we don't know a whole lot about what. Oh, it says the scenery shifts and the Forsaken warrior is now underwater amid the ruins of a sunken city.
Ah, sorry, my mistake.
I pasted that. But yeah, and then I think Thalanil was like, I know where we can go, so it's kind of all we have to go off of. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Kamek. Just learn more.
All right, well, good luck on your explorations. I'm going to continue to catalog. So let me know if you need anything. I'm here to help.
We might come back here if we need to take a nap or anything.
Of course, of course.
We keep going then?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
We'll go find some trouble in the next 3 minutes before we're pulled away.
Okay, so this corridor that you enter is much like the other one, you know, a shimmering blue force field almost. And Thalanil, from there you can look out into the waters and see what you see. Ruins and places, and yeah. It's quite eerie.
See like ruins over here. There's also like a red thing like right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, insight?
Inside. You want to inside, or you're talking to inside? That's a very confusing name.
Talking to insight.
Yeah, well, what's up?
What's that giant red thing out there? Is that where the temple is?
No. We suspect that place goes deeper, deeper down into, even deeper than where we are now. It seems to be some type of rift, like something odd. We haven't been able to work that out either. But we think it's a way to go down even deeper. We'd love to go down there, just haven't worked out a way to do so yet.
Looks at Thalanil and kind of asks, that sounds like a strong potential for where our what was his name? Elixian is. Not Elixian.
If he's under the water amidst these ruins, that might be where he is.
Maybe worth asking later, like how to get there. The best way to get there.
It looks like it's out in the middle of the water, so we might have to go for a swim.
Maybe asking for like experience from other people as well. Like, could they really reach the middle? Could they? Yeah, what really happened?
Og, you approach the door. You go to swing it open. And behind the door is tune in next week to the exciting adventures of the answer, because my kids are waiting at school. So, yeah, more exploration of Cael Morrow next week. But as you all know, I need to dash now. But nice playing with you again, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank
you
you.
too.
Have a
Bye,
great
everyone.
weekend.
Weekend.
Bye.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.